Hello all, I am the Holland Phantom, and for today's video we're going to be having a live rematch battle from the 2006 format. On one side, I've got the Eeveelutions deck as used by Jimmy Ballard, the second place finalist in the 2006 World Championships, going up against the Arcanine deck as used by Yaccine Sekoum, a top 16 Worlds competitor. The Eeveelutions deck is going to be focused on using various Poké Powers from all 5 of Eevee's evolutions to disrupt the opponent, while Pidgeot can also support the team and be used as a main attacker. And the Arcanine deck is going to be focused on setting up an Arcanine as quickly as turn 2 to start spreading damage with its Overrun attack or take big knockouts with its Flame Swirl attack. So we'll see which of these two decks can take the victory today. But before we begin, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe to this channel and to my Twitter account at Holland_Phantom so you don't miss out on any new Pokemon TCG content. And now with that out of the way, let's get into the battle! And here we go, the battle has started, with both players flipping over their starting Pokemon. On the Eevee side, we've got Eevee as the active Pokemon, and on the Arcanine side, we've got Lunatone as the active Pokemon. The Arcanine side is going first, attaching a Fire Energy to the Lunatone, and then attacking with Moon Guidance. And now the player searches the deck for a Swoop Teleporter to add to their hand. And now over to the Eevee side's first turn, let's see what the player's going to be doing. Okay, starting off with the supporter card, Bill's Maintenance. They shuffle away a card from their hand to then draw 3 cards from the deck. So let's see if they get any Pokemon to place onto the bench. There are the 3 cards being drawn. And there we see a Pidgey coming down. And there's the energy attachment, a water energy, going onto the active Eevee. And there's the attack, Call for Family. Now the players search their deck for a basic Pokemon to put onto the bench. So they choose another Eevee to come down. Okay, that's going to be it for their first turn. Back over to the Arcanine side. Let's see what they can do. Starting out with Mary's Request as their supporter card to draw 3 cards from the deck. And there we see the Swoop Teleporter. And now they can search the deck for another basic Pokemon to replace a Lunatone with. So they're going to be choosing the Growlithe. So let's see if they have the Arcanine already in hand. The Growlithe does count as being in play for 2 turns because they took over the Lunatone spot. And yes, they did have the Arcanine. Arcanine needs 1 more energy. Yeah, there it is. A second Fire Energy. And there's the attack, Overrun. Hitting the active Eevee for 30 damage and the benched one for 20 damage. So already putting both of these in a lot of pressure. Okay, back over to their side. There's the first evolution. Jolteon EX comes down to the active spot to activate the Poké Power Evolutionary Thunder, placing a damage counter on the Arcanine. And now Jolteon's going to be getting a Holland's Electrode. It counts as a double Rainbow Energy, but it does bounce the Water Energy back into the player's hand, and there's the attack, Second Bite, hitting for 30 damage. Okay, let's see if the Arcanine side has another Fire Energy. If they do, they can take the KO against Jolteon with the Flame Swirl attack. There's Mary's Request again to draw another 3 cards. Okay, they have a React Energy, actually, but it's still enough to pay the attack cost. There's the attack declared. Flame Swirl taking the KO against Jolteon and taking the first 2 prizes. So Arcanine has already taken the lead. There we see the next Eevee coming into the active spot now. It's going to be getting a Fire Energy. And no more cards are played. The attack with Call for Family, searching the deck for another Eevee to put onto the bench. But now the active one does have 30 HP remaining. It can be KO'd with an Overrun attack. Okay, there we see another Growlithe coming down to get the Fire Energy. Yeah, there's the Overrun, taking the KO against the active Eevee, placing 20 on the benched one now, and that is the 3rd prize card taken by Arcanine already. They have taken a huge lead. Okay, the next Eevee comes into the active spot now. And is this one going to be evolving this turn? Actually, wait, looks like the energy's going to the Pidgey. Maybe. The player's thinking about it. No. Wait, no, yes. Holland Energy comes down to the Pidgey on the bench. Oh, here we go. The active Eevee evolves into Espeon EX to activate the Poké Power Devo Flash, de-evolving the Arcanine back into Growlithe. And then we see the supporter card Rocket's Admin, forcing both players to shuffle away their entire hands. And now the Eevee side's going to be drawing 6 cards, and Arcanine only draws 3. So the Eevee player's hoping that the Arcanine side does not draw into another Arcanine to re-evolve their Growlithe. Okay, the player passes their turn, so let's see what happens on the other side. There we see a Great Ball coming down to search the deck for a basic Pokemon. It's going to be another Growlithe. That's 3 Growlithe in play already. But if they get the Arcanine... If they have the Arcanine and 1 more energy, they can take the KO against Espeon. Okay, but they're going to be attaching the Holland's Magneton to the benched Growlithe. Also counting as a double Rainbow Energy. And there's Energy Removal 2. Here's a coin flip. Oh, but it's a Tails. It does nothing. Otherwise, they could have discarded the energy off of the Pidgey. There's the attack. Is it Body Slam or Fire Breathing? Okay, the coin flip was a heads, hitting for 30 damage. Okay, it was the Fire Breathing attack. So Espeon has taken 50 damage so far. And now the Eevee player activates Celios Network as her supporter card to search the deck for any Pokemon. And they're going to be choosing Pidgeotto to evolve the Pidgey on the bench. And now Pidgeotto can take the KO against Growlithe with its clutch attack. Yeah, Espeon retreats to promote the Pidgeotto. Any more cards played? No, that's going to be it. There's the attack Clutch to take the KO against Growlithe. And the Eevee player finally takes their first prize card, but they're still 2 prizes behind. Okay, now the next Growlithe comes into the active spot. Does the player have the Arcanine yet? There we see a Solrock coming down to the bench. Solrock gets a Fire Energy. Oh, but Growlithe's going to be retreating, actually. They're going to discard the Holland's Magneton to promote the Solrock. Now Solrock attacks with Call for Family. But unlike Eevee, it can only search out a Lunatone to place onto the bench. But now because both Solrock and Lunatone are in play together, they activate their Luna Shade and Soul Shade abilities to shut off the Poke Powers of all colorless and fire-type Pokemon. And speaking of which, the Pidgeotto evolves into a Pidgeot, but it cannot use Quick Search because of the Solrock and Lunatone. Okay, Pidgeot attacks with the Clutch, hitting for 40 damage. And now Solrock cannot retreat. On the other side, the player's going to be activating the Cursed Stone Stadium card. It places a damage counter on every Pokemon with the Poke Power between turns. And there's another Call for Family, searching the deck for another Lunatone to place onto the bench. Yeah, it's all the Solrock can do. It can't retreat. Okay, there's a damage coming down between turns because of the Cursed Stone. There we see Eevee coming down to the bench, followed by the Replacement Stadium, Giant Stump. And now both players can only have 3 benched Pokemon on their side of the field. So one of the Lunatone does go to the discard pile from the Arcanine side. Okay, the new Eevee is going to be getting a Fire Energy. And there's the attack, Clutch. Taking the KO against the Solrock, taking the second prize for the Eevee side. And now Pidgeot is free to use the Quick Search ability on the following turn. Oh, here we go. The Arcanine player activates their own Rockets admin, forcing both players to once again shuffle away their hands. Eevee gets to draw 4, and Arcanine gets to draw 3. But do they have another Arcanine yet? They haven't gotten a second one. There was the Fire Energy coming down to one of the bench Growlithe. And yes, the Arcanine does come down, but it can't attack this turn. Turn passes. The Eevee on the bench gets a second Fire Energy. And there's Quick Search. One of the strongest abilities in the game. It can be used once per turn to search the deck for any card to add to the player's hand. The chosen card is going to be the Pokemon Retriever, which is now activated. Another player can search their discard pile for... It's going to be 3 Pokemon to shuffle back into the deck. So 2 Eevee and the Jolteon being shuffled back in. So let's see if this Eevee is going to be evolving this turn. Okay, not yet. There's the attack from the Pidgeot Clutch, hitting for 40 damage. And now Lunatone cannot retreat on the following turn, so it's going to be stuck in the active spot unless the Arcanine player has some kind of switching card. Okay, there we see another Cursed Stone Stadium coming down to replace the Giant Stump, so once again Espeon and Pidgeot will be taking 10 damage between turns. And now the Arcanine's going to be getting a Holland's Electrode to count as a double Rainbow Energy. And turn passes. Pidgeot and Espeon take 10 more damage now. And there's the Quick Search. Once again, searching the deck for any one card. And the card chosen is going to be the Giant Stump to replace the Cursed Stone Stadium. Okay, and there's the attack. Another Clutch to take the KO against Lunatone to take the third prize on the Eevee side. Now both sides are tied at 3 prizes remaining apiece. But here comes the Arcanine. Arcanine just needs 1 more energy to take the KO against Pidgeot. Oh, but they didn't have an energy. There's the attack. Overrun, hitting Pidgeot for 30 damage and Espeon for 20 damage. Oh, here we go. That's why. Espeon is now down to just 20 HP remaining. Another Overrun will take the KO and take 2 prizes for the Arcanine player. Okay, Pidgeot activates Quick Search, searching the deck for... That's a mystery card. They don't have to reveal it to their opponent. So let's see what it's going to be. Okay, there we see a Water Energy coming down to the Eevee. So Eevee might be evolving into Vaporeon later on to hit the Arcanine for weakness, and there's the Clutch attack once again, hitting for 40 damage into the Arcanine. Okay, so the Overrun should be enough to take the KO against the Espeon, but first there's Pokemon Reversal. Okay, it's going to be a heads coin flip. Oh, actually the player's going to be going after the Eevee, planning to knock it out before it evolves into a Vaporeon. There we see another Fire Energy coming down to the Arcanine. It activates its ability to remove 10 damage off of it. And there's the attack, Flame Swirl, taking the KO against Eevee. and knocking it out before it even gets a chance to attack. That is 3 energy off the board. And now the Arcanine side is down to their final 2 prizes. So once they take the KO against this Espeon, they can knock it out. Oh, actually, the Eevee player activates a Surprise Time Machine to de-evolve the Espeon back into Eevee. So Eevee does have a ton of damage on it. It will be getting KO'd, but now instead of giving up 2 prizes, it only gives up 1. So Eevee was sacrificed for the greater good. There's a quick search. Once again, searching the deck for any card. And it's going to be another Eevee coming down. So hopefully this one does not get KO'd before it gets a chance to attack. Okay, the new Eevee's going to be getting a Haul in Energy. And there's a clutch attack hitting for another 40 damage. And now Arcanine has taken 70 damage so far. There we see the Mary's Request, another supporter card to draw 3 cards out of the deck. And there's the energy attachment. It's going to be a React Energy this time. So it does not heal 10 damage off Arcanine. That only works with Fire Energy. And there's the attack, Overrun, hitting Pidgeot for 30 damage and Eevee for 20 damage. And now Pidgeot is within KO range. So even if it retreats, the Overrun can take the KO against it. And there we finally see Vaporeon coming down. It activates the Poke Power Evolutionary Swirl to shuffle away the Arcanine player's hand, and then they can only draw 4 cards. So if Vaporeon has a Water Energy, they can take the KO against this Arcanine. Yeah, there's a Quick Search. And Quick Search is going to be searching out the Water Energy. Yeah, that's going to be the KO. And should also be enough to tie the game at 1 prize remaining apiece. Pidgeot retreats to promote the Vaporeon. Are there going to be any more cards played? No, they're going straight for the attack now. Fast Wave, taking the KO against Arcanine, taking 2 more prizes, and now both sides are tied, 1 prize remaining apiece, but the advantage is definitely on the Eevee side. They've got a powered up Vaporeon going up against a Growlithe with no energy. Okay, there's Mary's Request once again, drawing 3 cards. And there's energy removal too. Okay, this might slow down the Vaporeon. And it's... okay, they got a Heads! They discard the Water Energy, but Pidgeot can search out another one. So this might not slow them down. Oh, actually, never mind. There we see another energy removal. This might work again. And it did! Yeah, they got another Heads. Getting rid of the second energy now. Now Vaporeon cannot attack. It has no energy at all. Okay, now Growlithe gets a Fire Energy. It can at least attack with Body Slam. Yeah, there's the attack, hitting for 10 damage. Here's a Coin Flip. And another Heads! So now Vaporeon is paralyzed. It can't attack or retreat. Okay, so actually Arcanine might still be in this game. If they have Arcanine and a Fire Energy on the next turn, they can win by knocking out the Pidgeot on the bench with an Overrun attack. Oh, but here's the Rockets admin from the Eevee side. Both players shuffle away their hands and draw 1 card each. And Pidgeot is still in play. It can still use its Quick Search ability to search for anything it wants. Yeah, there's the Quick Search being activated. And let's see what it's going to be. I don't know if this deck runs any switching cards, so the Vaporeon might be stuck in the active spot for now. Okay, that's going to be a turn passes. Arcanine player only has 1 card in hand. Well, now 2, because they just drew for their turn. Oh, and they got the Professor Elm's training method. They can search the deck for an Arcanine to evolve the Growlithe, but do they have a Fire Energy, or any energy at all? Yes, they do! They got exactly what they needed! There's the final attack, Overrun, taking the KO against the benched Pidgeot. Yeah, hitting the active Vaporeon for 30 damage. It doesn't matter, though, because that's going to be the final prize. And there's the handshake! Arcanine is your winner! So what did you guys think of that battle? Let me know down in the comments below. And be sure to leave a like, subscribe, and share this video to help this channel grow and reach new viewers. Thanks a lot for watching, and until next time, this is the Holland Phantom logging out.